What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. We got a data download that introduces a brand new Sugo Fest exclusive character arriving to the game. So this one's interesting. You know, if you did actually read what the free-to-play ulti did, we'll go through her in just a moment. But if you read what that character did in terms of her rumble abilities, you could pretty much understand that there was likely going to be a new page 1 character arriving to the game soon, and that's exactly what is happening here. So page 1 is a new rumble legend coming to the game, and look, we know the track record of rumble legends over the past few months. Most of them are pretty bad, and you should probably steer clear from most of them. There are definitely exceptions though, you know, characters like Rumble NL still kind of useful. Rumble Kizaru is very good in normal content as well. Still somewhat usable in actual PvP as well, but Legend Smoothie is probably the best Rumble legend that we've had in terms of usability in normal content and also usability in Rumble. So, you know, it's definitely hit or miss with some of these Rumble legends. So, look, we are very close to New Year's once again, I want to say that. So, you probably want to conserve for you know, stuff that comes out later in December or potentially early next year. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But, this event is going to be going live on December 2nd at 1900 PST time, which I believe is the same date as the arena, unless if the arena is the 1st of December PST. I can't remember. Either way, it's going to be coming very soon. Next news time will be the official announcement of the banner. The day after that will be the banner release. So this is a pretty typical Rumble banner, nothing really too crazy. You've got the discount multi on the first, you've got a guaranteed Rumble special ability level max character. Remember that these steps does not mean that you're guaranteed to get a Rumble rare recruit or a Rumble legend. This just means any character you pull will have Rumble abilities and come max. So it can still be generic rare recruits, so you have to be very careful about that. The third multi is a Rumble ability level 5 legend character. Then you've got a guaranteed Rumble character on the 4th multi, and then a recommended character on the 5th. And of course, it'll cycle all the way through to the 25th multi to get the guaranteed page 1. If you're doing 25 multis to get this legend page 1, I don't know what to say. You shouldn't be listening to me anymore, because I really don't understand why you would ever do that. But let's talk about page 1. Let's actually talk about what he actually provides to your crew. So, of course, with all Rumble Legends, he unfortunately doesn't have access to Super Type or Super Class, and he's not a dual unit. I mean, honestly, that would be kind of a nice thing, is if these Rumble Legends were dual units, because they could still get access to pretty cool things. Either way, here we have page 1, who is a strength powerhouse fighter. Immediately pretty good synergy in terms of Rumble. You can think of, there are a lot of good fighter and powerhouse base characters together, so that's interesting. Let's have a look though. His captain ability gives a -1 cooldown at the start of the quest, and then boosts both powerhouse and fighter characters' attack by 5x, boosts their attack by a further value if an enemy was defeated in the previous turn, up to 5.5 multiplier after 5 straight turns. So basically starts at 5x. If you killed something in the previous turn, you go to 5.1. If you kill something again, it goes to 5.2, etc. But after 5 turns of continuously killing something every turn, you get the 5.5 multiplier. If you fail to kill something, it resets back to the 5 times multiplier. It's kind of odd, honestly. I mean, 5.5 multiplier is a very, very good captain ability, but very, very odd. He also makes powerhouse and fighter characters Psi, Int, and Tandem slots beneficial. It's not a bad captain, but you just, when you think about it in the context of the fact that this character does not get access to Super Type or Super Class, it makes the character inherently worse. So I don't really understand, like, I don't understand why they don't give these characters, you know, these Super Type, Super Classes, considering these characters are pretty difficult to pull, you know. So either way, captain ability is like fine, right? But in a lot of cases, you're going to be using characters with super types or super classes to get the most out of that. So let's talk about the special. 13 turn cooldown, 200 times his attack and strength damage to a single target. So it's a damage dealing special, which is good. He reduces defense up by 6 turns, reduces bind by 6 turns, changes the bottom row character slots into tandem, locks the bottom row character's slots for 1 turn, and then boosts powerhouse and fighter characters' slot effects by 2.5, also for 1 turn, and then boosts their slot effects by 2.5 for 1 turn after 2 turns have passed. You know what? That's not a bad special. I think a lot of people are going to immediately say, you know, oh, he only changes bottom row slots, he only locks bottom row slots, this character's terrible. You have to look past that, right? Obviously, it's not ideal. It will enable you to trigger certain super tandem abilities, so that's kind of cool, and you can carry it over multiple turns. So there may be characters that release in the future that can really abuse this type of ability, but just looking past the orb changing shenanigans, right? You've got a damage dealing special for a strength unit. There's already good characters you can apply there. The utility of removing 6 turns of blue shield and 6 turns of bind, you can't discredit that. That's pretty useful to have. Maybe in like future Kizuna clashes where, you know, you have to deal with a lot of debuff removal, potentially treasure map, we'll have to wait and see, because characters like Legend Smoothie, for example, where she was the same. She was a Rumble Legend that came out, had a very good utility special, and you think like, oh, I don't really know if I'm going to use Smoothie that much, but there's actually been so many treasure maps in the past where Smoothie special is so perfect for that one use case, and I can definitely see this being the same thing as well. This could definitely be a very useful special moving forward. But then also you get a 2.5 orb boost, and then another 2.5 orb boost after 2 turns have passed with the clock buff. So that's pretty cool. I think this is a pretty good special, but at the end of the day, it's a Rumble Legend, so I don't think it's a wise decision to go out of your way to pull for a character such as this. So this is going to be one of those characters that you probably just hold off on, and then you just pull them when you pull them, right? Whenever that is in the future. So unfortunately, I don't think he's like that great, but there may be some use cases for his special ability. Looking at his other abilities, as a crewmate, he does make tandem beneficial, which makes sense, and then he also will boost the powerhouse and fighter characters' base stats by 100. As for his potential abilities, the Enrage, which removes 3 turns of increased damage taken. He has the critical hit, which is 80% for 8%, and then the Slot Change Impossible. Not too many characters have this potential ability, and it's not a very useful potential ability either. And it also makes him more difficult to rainbow. And remember, if you get a character rainbowed out, leveling their potential abilities to level 5, they do actually receive increased statistics in Pirate Rumble itself. So the fact that they give these Pirate Rumble Legends harder potential abilities to max really doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, honestly, I would be fine giving these Rumble Legends like all defense shields as their potential abilities, just to make it easier to rainbow, so they get buff stats in Rumble. But that's just me, because like these characters are just not really that good. They're not going to see a lot of play anyway. But either way, he seems fine, right? He does have a support attaching to Jack, Kaido, King, Queen Sasaki, Ulti, Black Maria, Who's Who. Okay, it's pretty much all you really need to attach to. And it does 8% base stats, and if you land a perfect, you remove 1 turn of defense up. Again, that's like fine, like it's nothing too crazy. A lot of people were hyping this support up, but looking back at it, there haven't been that many times where I've had to use supports such as this, where you have to hit a perfect to remove 1 turn of an enemy's defensive effect. Sometimes, yes, it's incredibly useful, but majority of the time, these supports aren't used that much, right? They're not used that much, but either way, that's the breakdown of page 1 in normal content. But actually, let's have a look at his Rumble abilities, because that's also going to be important for how this character is actually supposed to be used. So this character with his Rumble ability, you can see straight off the bat, he is strength focused, giving them level 5 speed, level 5 attack, and level 5 health. I think this is very good. This is a really good Rumble ability. Strength getting additional health is always nice to make them a little bit more tanky. Additional attack, additional speed, you know, nothing too crazy there. It would have been awesome if one of those was replaced for like level 5 CT increase. That would have been absolutely insane. But I think if they did that, you know, it'd be a little bit too good. But either way, it's a good Rumble ability. Pretty fine. You've got this special here on a 33 CT, which is just incredibly high, targeting 2 enemies with low HP for 3000 fixed damage. And then there's 2 different abilities depending on how much time is left. So when the time that's left remaining is more than 50 seconds, so between 150 seconds remaining, he targets 2 enemies for defense down level 4. But if the time remaining is less than 50 seconds, so between, you know, 50 and 0, he targets 2 enemies with low HP for 1500 fixed damage. So the lower the time is, you do like 4500 fixed damage to 2 low HP enemies. But it is at separate intervals, right? So if you actually KO someone with the first hit of 3000, when the second hit of 1500 comes out, that will target someone else. So there is some cool uses for it, but honestly speaking, this special for a 33 CT, I would much rather use a lot of other characters over this guy in Pirate Rumble. So I'm not really the biggest fan of this overall, But you gotta remember that this character is coming out with the new ulti, the free-to-play ulti. So let's go ahead and just quickly recap what her rumble abilities did. So here we have the ulti, and her rumble ability was strength HP 6, attack 5. So good rumble ability that synergizes with the page 1. And then a 31 CT targets strength teammates for 3 speed, 3 defense. And then if page 1 is on the crew, you get CT speed up level 3. But again, for a 31 CT, ain't nobody using this unless if there's future support that comes out throughout the month that enables this strength fighter powerhouse-ish team come into fruition. I just don't see how you would use this character in Rumble, right? It just doesn't make a lot of sense. So with all that being said, that's pretty much going to wrap it up from me. This is a really disappointing Sugo Fest exclusive overall, which is a good thing, right? We obviously had the Legend Big Mom, underwhelming. We have Legend Page 1, underwhelming. These are characters that you can skip quite comfortably. These are not characters you will ultimately need in the long haul of One Piece treasure cruise. You can skip these ones, conserve your gems for whatever the treasure map is going to be. I think it's a very safe bet that the treasure map Sugo Fest this month is going to include a Sugo Fest exclusive Jinbei along with Who's Who as the main boss fight. Makes perfect sense. I would be shocked if that's not the case. And then we have a Kizuna likely at the end of the month, which will lead into the New Year's Sugo Fest, which could be a lot of different things at this point. But of course, when any news drops, I'll make sure to let you guys know through video format. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video today. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. And that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.